Welcome to Raaonline Anatomy lecture series. Today, I'm going to start this lecture with a small movie clip. This person, clinical procedure. This is just for an interesting stat. Is this similar to this scenario? A balloon when inflated. This is an uninflated balloon which when filled with liquid or air compresses the lung, not allowing it to expand. This is the lung. This is the balloon. And after releasing the air or liquid from this, the lung can expand again. Today we are going to see a structure similar to this balloon, which is normally related to the lung, but during pathological conditions can be filled with air or liquid and can compress the lung and result in disease. So what is that structure? It is pleura. This is the competency of pleura under CBME curriculum. And based on the competency, these are the objectives for this lecture. Imagine pushing our hands through a fluid-filled balloon. What happens to the balloon? The fluid should not be completely filling up the balloon, partly filled. What happens? It is reduced to two layers. This one, which is close to the hand, and another layer, which is surrounding that. But you can see that the two layers are continuous with each other. This hand is not inside the balloon, but the balloon surrounds the hand. This balloon is similar to the pleural cavity and this hand is similar to the lung. Why should we imagine like this? And to understand certain definitions related to the pleura, we should see the development of the pleura briefly. These three are the germ layers: ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Now, small cavities develop in the lateral plate mesoderm, dividing the lateral plate mesoderm into somatopleuric mesoderm and splanchnopleural mesoderm. Somatopleuric mesoderm is close to the ectoderm and it develops into body cavity. Splanchnopleural mesoderm is close to the endoderm and it develops into the viscera. So, the structures developing from the somatopleuric mesoderm, they have nerve supply similar to the body wall. The structures developing from splanchnopleural mesoderm have nerve supply similar to the viscera. After this, these join together to form a single intraembryonic coelom. This is in a form of a U. So, single U-shaped intraembryonic coelom. Again, this two limbs of the U join in front of the midgut to form a single cavity. So, in this section, you can see a single coelomic cavity. This coelomic cavity is a serous cavity and this develops into various serous cavities of the body. So, this develops into pericardial cavity. These two canals on either side of the foregut. These develop into the pleural cavities and this develops into the peritoneal cavity. This is a section at this level. This is the developing viscera surrounded by the intraembryonic coelom. The inner lining of the coelomic cavity becomes a single layered squamous cell which is called as mesothelium. But remember, as you have seen, part of that layer, this one, part of that layer develops from somatopleuric mesoderm and this layer which is close to the viscera, that develops from splanchnopleural mesoderm, but both are continuous with each other. And there is a double layered structure wherein the coelomic cavity is not extending because blood vessels are coming from the posterior abdominal wall. And this is called as a serous fold, which suspends the viscera from the posterior abdominal wall through which the neurovascular structures are entering from the abdominal wall. So, as the viscera grows in size, it invaginates the serous sacs and reduces it into a potential space with two layers. This we can compare with the balloon hand scenario. As we invaginate our hand into the balloon is reduced into 2 layers and there is only a thin capillary fluid in between the 2 layers. What happens with a drop of liquid between 2 plastic layers? Those 2 layers will stick to each other and cannot be separated from each other. So the same thing happens. If there is a single thin film of fluid between the 2 layers, they are very close to each other.